What's going on, baseball fans? So, Blake Snell is the talk of the baseball world right now. Is he going to get traded? Is he going to stay in Tampa Bay? Will I ever stop asking these questions? In this video today, I'm going to go over my top 5 trades for Blake Snell that I think could work out for both sides. So let's not waste any time. Let's get to it. Coming in at number 5, I have Blake Snell, Pete Fairbanks, and Joey Wendle going to the New York Mets for Pete Alonso, J.D. Davis, and David Peterson. Let's start off with the most wackadoodle blockbuster on this list, but it's a trade that I think makes some sense for both sides. Starting off with the Mets, they'll receive not only Blake Snell, but they'll also receive a setup man in Pete Fairbanks and third baseman Joey Wendle. Starting with Snell, he would bring a big lift to an already pretty good starting rotation. Over 11 starts last year, he posted a 3.24 ERA and around 11 strikeouts per 9. Put Snell alongside Jacob deGrom, Marcus Stroman, and a healthy Noah Syndergaard, and my oh my, that rotation would be deadly. However, in my opinion, Snell wouldn't actually be the biggest upgrade to the Mets. That would actually be Pete Fairbanks, who had a solid season as one of the Rays' key setup men, and he would be huge for a Mets bullpen that only ranked 22nd last year. Also heading to the Mets would be third baseman Joey Wendle, who played solid in 2020 by hitting 286 with a 777 OPS, and he can play all over the infield. Now for the Rays, the big one would be Pete Alonso. The Rays would be getting a young power bat that would provide an instant boost for the middle of the order. Even though he had a bit of a slow 2020 season, there is still a ton of power in that bat and a lot of talent. Along with Alonso would be J.D. Davis, who has trouble out in the field, but he will bring some much more needed offense to the Rays lineup. Last but not least, the Rays would also get lefty starting pitcher David Peterson in return, who showed potential in 2020, posting a 3.44 ERA and around 7 strikeouts per 9. At number 4, I have Blake Snell and Pete Fairbanks going to the San Francisco Giants for Joey Bart and Logan Webb. One team that should really look into a Blake Snell trade are the San Francisco Giants, who only ranked 15th in starting pitching in 2020. With Johnny Cueto another year removed from Tommy John and Kevin Gausman coming back after a solid 2020 season, adding Blake Snell would give the Giants a pretty decent top 3 that could help them be competitive in 2020. However, the Rays would also include Pete Fairbanks, one of the Rays' key setup men. As for the Rays, first off, they would be getting Joey Bart, one of the top catching prospects in the game. He's as ready as it gets to being a full-time catcher thanks to the tremendous power he has with the bat, as well as being excellent on the defensive side of the ball. The Rays are desperate for a catcher and have struggled with filling that position for a long time now. Bart would fit perfectly in Tampa Bay. Along with Bart, the Rays would be getting a young starting pitcher in Logan Webb. While the 24-year-old has posted a high ERA of 5.36 so far in the majors, his FIP has been a lot better at 4.15. He'll sit around 93 on his fastball, but has an excellent changeup, slider, and sinker. He would be a nice replacement for Blake Snell in that rotation. At number 3, I have Blake Snell going to the Seattle Mariners for Justice Sheffield, Tom Murphy, and Dylan Moore. The Mariners recently got into the Blake Snell sweepstakes, as he could be a big boost for a team looking to get back into contention in the next couple of years. While some think they would have to part ways with either Kyle Lewis or prospects Jared Kelenic or Julio Rodriguez, however, I think they could get a trade done with neither of those players. The Rays need a catcher, so Tom Murphy immediately comes to mind. He missed all of 2020 due to a foot injury, and he should be ready to go in 2021. He'll bring both offense and defense. In 2019, he played a career-high 76 games and hit .273 with 18 homers and an .859 OPS, and posted a solid defensive runs above average of 12.5, which ranked 9th among catchers in 2019. With Murphy, the Rays will also be getting a solid young starting pitcher in Justice Sheffield, who had his ups and downs coming up through the minors, as well as a couple rough years with the Yankees in 2018 and the Mariners in 2019. In 2020, though, he put up some solid numbers with a 3.58 ERA and a 3.17 FIP over 10 starts. The final piece would be Dylan Moore. At 28 years old, he can play multiple positions, including the outfield and middle infield, and has shown some decent offense, shown by an .854 OPS in 2020. I think both sides here could take steps forward with this trade. Coming in at number 2, I have Blake Snell going to the Arizona Diamondbacks for Dalton Varsho and Caleb Smith. Coming in at number 2, I have Blake Snell heading to the Diamondbacks, and I think both sides would greatly benefit from a Blake Snell trade. For the Diamondbacks, they would be getting one of the better pitchers in the game in Blake Snell, which they could really use considering Madison Bumgarner was a bust for them last season, and their starting pitching only ranked 27th overall. Bringing in Snell would be a great lift for this rotation, who would go alongside with Zach Gallen and Merrill Kelly, and if Bumgarner and Luke Weaver can have bounce-back seasons, the Diamondbacks could have a very good starting staff. For the Rays, they would be getting a solid young catcher that they desperately need in Dalton Varsho. He's a very athletic player as well as a solid hitter, shown by his all-around good numbers coming up through the minor leagues, which includes a .301 average, 18 homers, and 58 RBIs at AA in 2019. Along with Varsho, the Rays would also receive Caleb Smith, who posted some solid numbers in the last couple of seasons, along with some good strikeout numbers shown by just under 10 strikeouts per 9 in his career. And coming in at number 1, I have Blake Snell, Pete Fairbanks, and Brett Phillips going to the Los Angeles Angels for Joe Adell and Andrew Heaney. I would love this trade for both sides. First off, the Angels need starting pitching, considering their starting pitching ranked second to last in ERA last season and only 19th in FIP. While Dylan Bundy did have a good year, he doesn't really have the track record to be the ace of a staff. Bringing in Blake Snell to go alongside Bundy and possibly someone like Trevor Bauer from free agency would give the Angels a playoff-worthy starting rotation. The Angels would also be getting a solid bullpen arm in Pete Fairbanks, who throws gas and had a solid season this past year for the American League champion Rays. The Angels would also get Brett Phillips, the hero of Game 4 of the World Series, but more importantly, has potential to be a solid outfielder if given the chance and more playing time. For the Rays, they would be getting one of the top prospects in the game, Joe Adell. He was the number 5 prospect in all of baseball coming into this season, and for good reason. He's arguably the most athletic young player in the game and has shown tremendous tools. He can hit for both average and some power, has incredible speed, and is a great defender out in the outfield. He tends to swing and miss a bit, but as he matures, he should be able to clean that up and can easily become one of the next best overall players in the game. Also heading to the Rays would be starting pitcher Andrew Heaney. While he's no Blake Snell, he would be a solid arm to fill in the hole left by Blake Snell, as he had a very good year for the Angels this past season, making 12 starts, posting an FIP of 3.79, along with a strikeouts per 9 rate of 9.5. I think this could be a solid trade for both sides as it addresses needs for both teams. So those are the trades that I think could work out for both sides involving Blake Snell. Tell me what you think down below. Do you agree? Do you think I'm an idiot? Tell me down below. If you have any other trade ideas, post them down below as well. But that's all I got for this video today. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you next time.